Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the European Volleyball Show. Oh my goodness, what a day we've just had. Got to stop and catch my breath for a second here. This day of volleyball was absolutely packed. We had 3 Champions League quarterfinal series be decided today. We had CEV Cup yesterday and today. We have Challenge Cup yesterday, or today and tomorrow even maybe, or yesterday and today. It was so much going on. Just absolutely a packed day and week of European volleyball, and you are tuning in to just the right place to talk about it all and break it all down. So, wow, where to even start? My name is Rob St. Clair, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's late. I know we've had a lot going on today. There's been a lot of matches. Everybody might be burnt out on some volleyball, but thank you all for joining us here. Later time than usual because we had so many matches here today, and we had to wait for Lube versus Jaszewski to finish up literally minutes ago. But let's start at the beginning of the day with the match that happened first. That was the women's quarterfinal, one of the women's quarterfinals that happened today. Vakifbank Istanbul advances at home. Rzeszów put up a heck of a fight. Really, really impressive from the Polish side, who scored a program-defining win at home last week over Vakifbank. But look at these score lines. Like Vakifbank convincing in the first two, 25-15, 25-19. Rzeszów steals the third, 25-23, and then Vakifbank able to hang on in a very tight fourth set. So this one, I picked it last week on last week's show. I expected Vakifbank to come out at home and perform and figure out a way to get past Rzeszów with just kind of superior talent across the board, but Rzeszów deserves a ton of credit for giving Vakifbank as tough a time as they did. However, Vakifbank did just barely good enough to survive and advance. Didn't even need a golden set. They won it in 4. They got a full 3 points. So, and that last point, yeah, already in the chat, I see somebody asking about that last point. Gabi, oh my goodness. Gabi Guimarães of Brazil with just a ridiculous off-blocker dig in position 4, like absorbing a bomb like right off the chest. Pops it up in the air, gets out in transition, puts it away on the left side. It was incredible to win that one 25-23. So let's look at the stats here just a little bit. Isabella Haak, well-deserved MVP. 26 for 46, 50% efficiency in 4 sets is just amazing. 28 points total. Gabi, just as good. 17 for 32, just under 50% efficiency. It's crazy, plus 2 blocks. 19 points total. Michelle Barch-Hackley, 4 blocks. Not as rock solid attacking. 10 for 22, very good, but not as sky high as her other 2 wing teammates. Just an amazing statistical performance from Vakifbank, and credit really to Rzeszów for keeping this match as close as it was, given those amazing statistical performances. Question in the chat, why did Gabi not win the MVP here? Well, normally 17 for 32 plus 2 blocks probably would win you an MVP, unless your teammate goes off for 28 at 50% efficiency. Incredible team performance by Vakifbank as a whole. And again, a lot of credit to Rzeszów for pushing Vakifbank as hard as they possibly could. So let's look at Rzeszów's stats a little bit here. Jelena Blagojevich, pretty good, 17 for 39. That's not bad at all. Bruna Honorio, 11 for 28 with 6 errors. That's less good. Vakifbank were able to find an answer for her. Kara Bayema, pretty good, 14 for 31. Rzeszów, 7 blocks as a team compared to Vakifbank's 10. Let's see, passing numbers. Yeah, passing was really the thing for me. Vakifbank's 6 aces to only 11 service errors. That's a really nice ratio. Plus, Vakifbank's passing numbers very, very good. 53% perfect is amazing. Conversely, Rzeszów 27% perfect and only 37% positive. 2 aces to only 11 errors. Those team numbers are really the biggest difference for me, in my opinion. I think a lot of that came in those first 2 sets that Vakifbank won pretty convincingly. But Vakifbank, all the pressure was on them to come out at home with an incredible home crowd and perform and not need a golden set to get past Rzeszów to the semifinals. They were able to do that, although it was a lot closer than I initially expected it to be. So Vakifbank does advance to play Fenerbahce in the semifinals, an all-Turkish semifinal, which is sure to be just absolutely amazing. So really excited for that 2-match series. And on the other side, we'll talk about the other quarterfinal on the women's side at the very end of the show, because that match still has to be played tomorrow. But if there's no more questions in the chat about Vakifbank versus Zhezhov, I think it might be reasonable enough to move on for now because there's been so much other ridiculous volleyball to get to today. So let me know in the chat, the YouTube chat, if you have any questions or anything up to bring up about our Women's Champions League quarterfinal from today. Vakifbank beating Zhezhov at home in 4. They advance, take on Fenerbahce in the semis. All right, I don't see much about this matchup. It's 1 a.m. in Turkey. Yeah, credit to you guys for still being awake and watching the show. I know it's late. So let's move on. Another just amazing match today on the men's side in Berlin. The Berlin Recycling Volleys, you see the match score here. They beat Trentino in 5. However, that 5th set was completely inconsequential. As soon as Trentino was able to take 2 sets, they had guaranteed themselves to advance. Remember last week in Italy, Trentino won 3 sets to none. Berlin came out, played phenomenally well, won the first 2 sets, 25-21, 25-22. Trentino responded, absolutely destroyed Berlin in the third, 25-9. Extremely rare that you see a team only reach single digits in a match at this high of a level. But then the 4th set was where all the drama was, because in the 4th set, if Berlin had won, they would have forced a golden set right then and there, just a 1-set tiebreaker to advance, a 15-point tiebreaker to advance. But if Trentino won the 4th set, it was over. Sure enough, Trentino pulled away late. There was one. I commentated this game. I watched the whole thing. It was on Eurovolley.tv. It was really just amazing. Alessandro Micheletto served a ball late in that 4th set, right down the sideline, like right on the line in position 1 on the Berlin side. It was the most perfect, clean, like untouchable, impossible to defend ace I may have ever seen at such a crucial time. And on that, and then a huge Marco Petrosyan and stuff block, Trentino was able to win the 4th, and they advanced to take on Perugia in the semifinals on the men's side. So let's dig into the stats just a little bit more here. For Berlin, first of all, Ruben shot not very good offensively, 5 for 16 with 3 errors. Question, who's the MVP of this match? It was actually Timothy Karl of Berlin, because Berlin did end up winning the match in 5, although, again, that 5th set was totally not important, did not matter at all in terms of who advanced. But Timothy Karl was good, 14 for 29, 6 errors. Ben Patch, 12 for 24, 50% kills, pretty good. 5 errors, not so bad for him, although not a factor in blocking or serving. Both middles pretty good for Berlin. Jeff Jendricks, 7 for 14. Nehemiah Mota, 10 for 19. But as well as Berlin played in those first 2 sets, they got just destroyed, absolutely destroyed in the 3rd, and they pulled a lot of the starters only like 10 points in with Coach Cedric Hernard knew exactly how that was going to go. So it was the right move to pull a lot of the starters and get their minds reset for the 4th. That 4th set was just so full of drama. It was incredibly exciting. And Trentino just somehow, without Daniele Lavia, without their normal starting lineup, they were able to flip a switch. So let's take a look at the Italian stats. Matej Kaziski, 14 for 29. Pretty good. Served the ball well. 1 ace to only 3 errors. Pretty good all the way around. Didn't pass the ball as well. He was, in general, Berlin's target in Trentino's reception pattern to serve at. But he hung in there, hitting the ball really nicely. Alessandro Micheletto, 14 for 25, well over 50% efficiency. That was incredible, plus 3 blocks. And look at this, 5 aces to only 3 errors. Like, that is unbelievable, including the one late in the 4th set, like I talked about from Micheletto, was the play of the match, in my opinion. But Micheletto was just so lights out in every phase. And you guys got to remember, this kid's 20 years old. He's only 20. It's unbelievable what we're seeing. There were moments when, I mean, he's left-handed. His arm is amazing. He's 2 meters and 11. He contacts the ball so high. He was going straight over the top of elite level international triple blocks, just making the Berlin 3-man wall look invisible, just going right over the top of them. Plus the passing pretty good. His blocking, unbelievable. Serving, unbelievable. It was, had Trentino won this match, or had like the decision been made after the 4th set when the match stopped mattering, Micheletto was clearly the MVP in this match, in my opinion. He was just tremendous. Giulio Pinali, pretty good. 12 for 20 at 50% efficiency. Very impressive. And that was the storyline for me for this particular matchup, because last week we saw Berlin really send all of their blocking resources away from Penali. They wanted to make their block, force their block to try and stop Trentino's middle attack, including the pipe and the left side attack. They were willing to go one-on-one with Penali, the opposite. Let him, just give him a decent opportunity to score on the right side, front and back court. They were willing to leave him one-on-one over there. And last week he was okay, but Trentino was figuring out that that's what Berlin was going to do, was leave Penali mostly wide open. Same deal today. Berlin knew that without Lavia on court, they were like, Trentino was going to have to run a more traditional offense. They've done this 3 outside hitter thing throughout the year, but this time it was 2 outside hitters in Kaziski and Micheletto and a more traditional opposite in Penali. They really kind of dared Penali to beat them. And in general, other than I think he made his first 2 swings of the match were errors, and then after that he was perfect. He was tremendous. 12 for 20, 50% efficiency, plus an ace, and 4 blocks. So huge credit to Giulio Penali. Berlin really challenged him to make a difference for Trentino, and he stepped up to the challenge and delivered. I was very impressed with his performance. Both middles for Trentino, extremely good. Pedrashin 5 for 8, Lisinac 5 for 9, 5 blocks from the middles combined. And really it just all turned with the momentum that Trentino was able to steal with the dominant performance they had in the 3rd set, and that 4th set, extremely, extremely tight. It was really pretty much tied at about 17-17 or 18-18. I know it was 21-20 Trentino late in the 4th, and that's when Micheletto really just stepped up and put the team on his back with that 1-ace serve. So this match was amazing. Amazing series. It kind of set up, like once it got to the 5th set and Trentino had already advanced, that's always kind of an awkward moment for the way the CEV format works, where, you know, unless you're able to force a golden set, sometimes you already know you advance and you still have to play a 5th set anyway. So that was a bit of an anticlimax, but the 4th set was so dramatic. I can't recommend enough going back on Eurovolley TV and watching that 4th set between Trentino and Berlin. So Trentino wins the series. They beat Berlin actually in the quarterfinals for the 2nd time in 2 years. They had a very similar series last year. And now Trentino sets up for an all-Italian men's semifinal with Perugia, which is a rematch from pools for them. Perugia beat Trentino twice in Champions League pools. So that one will be fun. But that's about all I've got for Trentino versus Berlin. This really was an incredible match. So impressed with that 4th set, just full of drama. So I'm scanning chat for a couple questions here. Yeah, we'll get to Jaszewski versus Lube in just a second. We already talked about Vakif Bank versus Zhezhov on the women's side from the first match today, so we're going in chronological order for Champions League, and then we'll hit CEV Cup and Challenge Cup towards the end of the show. So I think it's time to move on to the match that just finished up just now, which was another unbelievable thriller on the men's side. Kuchine Lube-Civitanova traveling to Poland, needing to win in 3 or 4 sets to force a golden set, and they looked like they were going to do it. Lube took the first 2, 26-24, 25-23, about as tight as can be over Jaszewski-Wegiel. Lube had a match point in the 3rd. I was almost certain that Lube was going to force a golden set, and we were going to get one of the most thrilling things in all of volleyball, just a 1-set tiebreaker to see who advances. But sure enough, Jaszewski came all the way back to win the 3rd, 28-26, and then they were the better team in the 4th set. And it was almost exactly the same scenario as Trentino versus Berlin, where Jaszewski, having gone to Italy and swept Lube last week, all Jaszewski needed to do was win 2 sets. And it was tight the first at the beginning of the 4th, but there was a run there where Jaszewski went up by 6, even maybe by 8 or by 9. Tomasz Fornal had 3 aces in a row, and there was a moment when Lube late in the 4th just kind of gave up. It was over. It was an amazing, amazing turnaround where Jaszewski was able to escape a match point in the 3rd and then go on an incredible run in the 4th to win the 4th set. Then again, the 5th set didn't matter. Jaszewski did win the 5th set, but it didn't matter. By the time the 4th was over, Jaszewski knew that they had advanced and that Lube was eliminated, which is crazy. We'll talk about the significance of that in just a second, but we want to look at the stats first. So Jan Hadrava tonight was awesome. 19 for 34, only 5 errors. Very, very good efficiency. 2 aces and 2 blocks. Another, just for some reason, Hadrava amazingly good against the Lube matchup. Maybe it's a play style thing, but I was really impressed with Hadrava's game tonight. He was finding the line, he was finding the cross court around the block, and he was able to challenge the block and get deflections. Super impressed by him. I thought Benjamin Toniutti once again set just a masterclass. Lukasz Wisniewski, pretty good out of the middle. 8 for 8 attacking, which is insane. Plus 3 blocks. Jakub Masira in a backup role, like filling in a spot for Yuri Glader. 5 for 8 attacking with a block. Very nice. Tomasz Fornal, 16 for 27. Really good. Trevor Kleveno was less good, but then Rafał Shimura came in and was very good. 10 for 12 since coming on midway through the third. So Jastrzębski was the better team in this match and in this series. Make no mistake. Like, I know Lube was one of the tournament favorites. They're star-studded. You got Tcheko, you got Simon, Zaitsev, Juan Like, they're an amazing team and one of the great European clubs of all time. But in this series, Jastrzębski going to Italy, sweeping Lube, and then coming back from down 2-0 to force a fifth and advance. Jastrzębski Vega was the better team in this series. And Piotr Forduna in the chat, Shimura was a hero replacing Kleveno in a key moment and playing really well. You are exactly right. Rafał Shimura, 10 for 12 attacking after coming on for Kleveno, who was making a few too many errors. So impressive. There are some rumors that the finals will take place in Italy. Is it settled yet? Do I have any info on the finals? No, I don't have any info on the site or the location or any details around the finals. That's still yet to be decided. So stay tuned to the CEV website and all the platforms for that. But I don't know yet. Anyway, back to this stat sheet. Jastrzębski, can't say enough about their performance. The home crowd was amazing, and they really responded against a great Lube team and answered any questions about last week being a fluke, or I don't know. I don't even know what storylines there really were. All the pressure was on Lube. They won those first 2 close sets. They had an opportunity to win the third and force a golden set, and they could not. So look at some of these numbers for Lube Civitanova. 6 aces to 13 errors as a team, pretty good. 51% positive passing, pretty good, even though only 20% perfect. 15 combined attacking errors as a team in 5 sets. That's not bad, and that's been a big issue for Lube these last couple weeks, both in Champions League and in Italy, as they've been making too many attacking errors. 56% kills as a team, pretty good. Like, there's nothing really that jumps off the page to me here statistically for Lube as a reason why they lost. 12 blocks as a team, that's a lot compared to Jastrzębski's 8. I think Jastrzębski was just the more clutch team. They were really clutch late in the third, and then they went on that one run in the fourth that kind of sealed it. It was amazing. So for Lube, Ivan Zaitsev, 18 for 37, only 2 errors. That's a really good performance for Zaitsev and really promising for Lube. Lucarelli, 10 for 18, 50% efficiency. That's really good too. Simone Anzani was really good offensively in the middle, 8 for 14 and 4 blocks. Robert Landy Simone, just classic. 10 for 14, 5 blocks and 3 aces. That's otherworldly for a middle blocker. Osmani Juantorena, we saw him. There was a moment when Marlon Yant, the young Cuban, got hit a ball, got stuff blocked right back into the middle of his face and caused him to have a nosebleed. He may have even broken his nose. And so he had to go to the bench for a while. Juantorena came on in his place, and we've been waiting to see Juantorena come back literally all season. And he was okay. 6 for 10 offensively, pretty good. Didn't pass the ball quite as well as perhaps he would have liked, but certainly wasn't the reason why they lost. It was just a momentum swing that Jastrzębski was able to take in the fourth set. They ran with it, and that was really it. So nothing jumps off the page here to me for Lube statistically as a reason why they weren't able to get this done, but Jastrzębski just outplayed them. It was an amazingly impressive performance from the Polish side. And now, boy, do we have some interesting semifinals for the men. We have the all-Italian semifinal of Perugia versus Trentino. Those teams have already played this season literally 6 times. So they're going to play 2 more times in Champions League to decide who goes to the finals. And then the all-Polish final, Jastrzębski versus Zaksa Kędzierzyn-Koźle. And those teams know each other extremely well also. Jastrzębski winning the Polish Super Cup early in the year over Zaksa. Zaksa winning the Polish Cup over Jastrzębski just a couple weeks ago. And those 2 teams continually battling at the top of the Polish standings in the Plus Liga. So we are guaranteed to have an Italian team and a Polish team in the men's finals, which is exactly what we saw last year. And it could very well be the same teams. It could be Zaxa versus Trentino again. But my pick definitely in that Italian semifinal is going to be Perugia. They're my favorites to win the tournament. I don't think that anybody can stop them, any of the three remaining teams. But the all Polish semifinal really could go either way. Zaxa has looked pretty mortal lately. They lost a domestic match to Skra Belkotov last night that I was surprised by, and then Wisniewski playing as well as this. That matchup's going to be amazing. So Lukasz Wisniewski eliminated in the quarterfinals by a Polish team for the second year in a row. And that might have huge ripple effects on that club. They might make some wholesale changes. I know last year they fired their coach after losing earlier in the Champions League than they wanted to. And just a real surprise. Lube, they got a pretty good draw as well. I was surprised that they couldn't handle that Wisniewski matchup a little better than they did. And some disappointment for one of the great Italian clubs in European history, not making it past the quarterfinal round for the second year in a row. But it really just speaks to the depth and the incredible talent elsewhere in Europe. I mean, Polish volleyball really putting themselves on the map the last couple of years, with Zaxa men winning last year, Rzeszów women playing so well, even in a losing effort against Vakivbank that we already talked about. We were going to be guaranteed to have another Polish men's team in the finals this year, so huge credit to Polish volleyball and volleyball elsewhere in the rest of Europe for stepping up and knocking off one of the favorites to win the tournament. So Lukasz Wisniewski going home. Wisniewski advances to take on Zaxa in the semis, and that wraps up a crazy day of Champions League today. So there are 3 Champions League matches today and only one more coming tomorrow. That will be Monza versus Corneliano. So we might as well talk about that now while we're on Champions League really quick. We talked about it on last week's show. Imoko Corneliano, the reigning champions, beating Monza in Monza 3-0. Paula Egonu was unbelievable in that match. She was just ridiculous. She had 27 points in 3 sets, which is one of the craziest numbers I've ever heard. So she was terrific. Now the worst that Corneliano can do is go to a golden set. So Monza now tomorrow has to travel to Corneliano, beat them in 3 or 4 in order to force a golden set, which would be played again immediately there. So we haven't seen a golden set yet in Champions League. I really thought we might see one today, but we did not. Here, let's pull up the schedule. Yeah, there we go. So tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. CET, Corneliano versus Monza. I'm pretty sure that match will be live on YouTube, so a lot to look forward to there. And the stakes are incredibly high because the winner of that match bypasses the semifinals completely and goes straight to the finals on the women's side. So super drama, crazy amounts of drama in the women's quarterfinals. So check that match out tomorrow here on the YouTube channel. So moving on, there was even more CEV volleyball going on the last couple of days, if you can even believe that. We'll go over CEV Cup and CEV Challenge Cup just a little bit. So CEV Cup women, this match was yesterday. Ekşehirspor of Turkey playing Stuttgart of Germany, the first in a 2-match series. The format is exactly the same as the quarterfinals and semifinals of Champions League. You play 2 matches, one in each team's home gym. There's the potential for a golden set. But Ekşehirspor with a really good start. The Turkish side at home beating Stuttgart 3-1, 25-19, 22-25, 25-20, and 25-17. So Stuttgart giving them a fight, winning that second set, but Ekşehirspor pretty clearly the better team in this one. Tiana Boscovich, what else is there to say? 28 for 47, only 5 errors, and 4 blocks and 2 aces. Amazing performance from one of the best players in the world. That we haven't talked about that much really this season because their team's not playing Champions League, but probably the favorite to win CEV Cup on the women's side. And sure enough, they have one foot already there. All they have to do is go to Germany and take 2 sets against Stuttgart the next time to win the CEV Cup. Maja Injanovic, awesome performance at the setter of this match. Hande Baladin, very good. Let's see who else. Laura Hireman, pretty good, 6 for 13 in the middle. Mackenzie Adams, 8 for 15 on the left side, very nice. Stuttgart, I was looking at this earlier, nothing really jumped out to me for them statistically. Maria Segura, not very good offensively, 4 for 18 only. Simone Lee, the American, 14 for 31, but with 7 errors, so decent point scoring output with 18 points, but not all that good efficiency. And the point in the chat there, I agree. Ekşehirspor is like a heavyweight boxer in a lightweight competition. Yeah, this Wisniewski could very easily be a significant player in Champions League had they been there. They just didn't finish quite high enough in the Turkish league domestically last year to get back into Champions League, but they're really a world-class European club team, and Tiana Boscovich is one of the best players on the planet. I think pretty clearly top 3, you could argue top 2. So Boscovich is going to put this Wisniewski team on her back, and they are halfway towards their goal of winning the CEV Cup. So credit to Wisniewski that next match in Germany next week to decide who wins that tournament. The CEV Cup on the men's side. Volley Monza of Italy taking on Tours of France. And this has been an interesting tournament because Tours beat Skra Belkotov in the semis. They beat Modena in, I think, the 8th finals. So this Tours team has really gone on quite the Cinderella run, beating a ton of elite and storied European clubs to get to this point. Monza got, we've got to talk about it. Monza got lucky. Monza got extremely lucky to get to this point. They had played Zenit Kazan of Russia in the first match of the semifinals and lost that match at home before Kazan was forced to forfeit, and Monza advanced because of that. So I think there might always be kind of an asterisk on this competition because Zenit Kazan, kind of like Wisniewski on the women's side, is a heavyweight team who you could argue is playing the best volleyball in all of Europe right now, anywhere. But they're not going to get to play any CEV competition. So Monza versus Tours is the CEV Cup final. But it's difficult to take this competition as seriously as we might have if Kazan had really been allowed to finish playing. But to Monza's credit, they've taken advantage of the situation that they're in. And at home today, they beat Tours 3-0, 25-19, 25-19, 25-22. Pretty convincing. Monza's been very up and down in Italy lately. They've got a stacked roster for sure. They've got Jurgi Grozer, who's incredible. Donovan Javoronok, who not a lot of people know, outside hitter out of the Czech Republic, who's amazing. Vlad Daviskiba, the MVP today, the young Belarusian, was really good. But they've been, again, kind of up and down in Italian competition, but they have an opportunity here. CEV Cup at home, and they beat Tours 3-0. So Zavaronok, pretty good, 14 for 23. Grozer, 10 for 21. Daviskiba, 8 for 23. Monza, 13 stuff blocks as a team in 3 sets is a huge number. Also, 4 aces to 12 errors is a pretty good ratio. Tours, conversely, 1 ace to only 16 service errors. Not good at all. Only 1 block as a team is extremely low. And their hitting percentage, not as good. Their passing percentage actually was pretty good, but they just don't quite have the firepower on the wings to compete with Monza. They somehow were able to play just miraculously good volleyball at home and beat Skra Belkotov. They actually beat him twice, but this match is not quite that same Tours magic that we saw a couple weeks ago. Kevin Tilly, not very good at all, barely over 0% efficiency. But this tournament's not over yet because Tours gets to go back home next week, take on Monza again, and they could very well still force a golden set and win it at home. And the French crowds have been just incredible. The crowd for Tours when they played Skra Belkotov at home in the CEV Cup semis was insane. So this series is not over yet, but Monza taking advantage of the opportunity they've been given, having advanced to the finals, wins at home 3-0, and they'll have a rematch in France next week. Last but not least, the CEV Challenge Cup also has been going on this week. Halkbank Ankara on the men's side taking on Narbonne of France, so Turkey versus France for the men's title in the CEV Challenge Cup. This was yesterday in Turkey. Halkbank Ankara, who's been by far the best team in the Turkish men's league this year. They're actually undefeated in Turkish competition, so they've been better than Ziraat Bankasa and Fenerbahce and like the Turkish Champions League teams. Ankara's been better, Halkbank's been better than all of them, and sure enough, they beat pretty convincingly, but in tight set scores. They beat Narbonne 25-20, 25-22, 25-23. Ankara, very good. Graham Vigras in the middle, very good. 6 for 11 with 2 blocks. Arslan Ekşi, one of my favorite setters in the world to watch, was very good. Set a great offense there. 48% kills for Halkbank as a team. 7 blocks, 6 to 12 ace to error ratio is really good. F.A. Bayram came in off the bench and contributed. Fernando Hernandez Ramos, one of the Cuban, really good, 12 for 26. A few too many errors, but 15 points to lead his team in scoring. And Narbonne, even with Nicolas Uriarte, one of the great Argentinian setters, their offense just didn't quite have as much going on. 15 hitting errors as a team is a few too many. 3 aces to 17 errors isn't nearly as good of a ratio. So Honkbank would have been my pick to win this entire tournament. And sure enough, they win at home 3-0. They'll go to France next week with an opportunity to win the CEV Challenge Cup. So looking forward to see if the Turkish squad can pick up some hardware, because they are definitely the favorites in Turkey domestically right now. Last but not least, another match that took place today in just a packed day and a packed week of European volleyball, CEV Challenge Cup Women. Scandicci of Italy, one of the best teams in Italy. I think they're 4th in the Lega Volley Femminile standings right now, and there are some incredible teams in Italy for sure. Playing Tenerife La Laguna from Spain, and Scandicci going on the road to Spain and winning that match today, 25-20, 25-22, and 25-15. La Laguna, 19 hitting errors as a team, including being blocked 13 times. 13 blocks for Scandicci is absolutely crazy, including 7 by Ekaterina Antropova herself. A ridiculous blocking performance by her. 13 for 31 attacking as well at the opposite. Let's see, who else? Natalia Pereira, 10 for 29 attacking. That's decent. Ophelia Malinoff, good at the setter position. Veronica Angeloni. They played a lot of backups, Scandicci did. They didn't need Elena Pietrini. They didn't need Louisa Littman. Well, Littman came on very briefly in the second set, but this Scandicci team is just so ridiculously talented that I can barely believe that they're playing in the CEV Challenge Cup. And La Laguna really just had no answers. Blocked 13 times is the number that jumped off the page to me for this one. So Scandicci are going to have an opportunity at home next week in Italy to win some CEV hardware, which could be cool for them. But they're definitely looking forward to the Italian playoffs, where they're ranked 4th right now, and they're going to have a battle to get to the semis and perhaps the finals in domestic competition. So that wraps up, I believe, a crazy week of CEV competition. There's only one match left. You can see it right here. Corneliano versus Monza tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. CET, live here on YouTube. Let's see. Yep, CEV Challenge Cup. Both of those, the first legs of the finals for both those tournaments, we already talked about them. Both first legs of the finals for CEV Cup, men and women, we already talked about them. So all that's left for the week is the All-Italian Women's Champions League quarterfinal. And again, the winner of that series will advance directly to the finals on the women's side. So that's tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. CET. But I think that might be about it for now. So I know that was a lot. All right, let's take a breather here. Let me scan through the chat for any questions that you have about anything CEV Club Volleyball, or really just about volleyball in general. Let me know in the YouTube chat right about now. If not, we can say goodnight, because it's very late in most of the places in Europe right about now. So incredible week of volleyball. It's been very fun to watch. Let's see. Yeah, I'm scanning through the chat. I don't see all that much that's new. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It's been an incredible show to wrap up just an amazing week full of action. We've got 3 of our 4 Champions League semifinals decided. We've got Zaksa Kedrzyn Kozley versus Jaszewski Wegiel on the men's side. Oh, Matt August. Hey, buddy. Thanks for watching. Good to see you. So all Polish semifinal on the men's side, all Italian semifinal on the men's side with Trentino versus Perugia. All Turkish semifinal on the women's side with Fenerbahce versus Vakifbank. That's going to be amazing. And then all Italian women's quarterfinal, Corneliano versus Monza, to be decided tomorrow, with the winner of that going directly to the finals. So that sets the stage for Champions League for tomorrow, and then we'll talk more about the semis as we get into those matches. Check cev.eu for anything that you need on the Champions League tournament, or CEV Cup, or Challenge Cup, or info on the super finals for CEV, because we still need to announce where those matches are going to take place. But that should be about it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob St. Clair. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.